Welcome to the Numerology and Astrology for August 21st, 2021. If you add all those numbers together, you get the number 16. And if you add the 1 and the 6 together, you get the number 7. The number 7 is the number of structure, strategies, spreadsheets, how to put things together, how to make them work, how to handle the logistics in a sequence that get us to our goals. And so today, the number 7 reminds us that the intricacies of the mind and how they respond to the intuitive guidance of the soul is where this number shines brightest. So in yogic numerology, this number is the number of astrology, astronomers, tarot readers, soothsayers, bone throwers. It is the number that wants to understand as a map the patterns of subtle energy and put them together in a way that is explainable, logical, repetitive from the standpoint that it can repeat its successes and it's consistent. So the number 7 loves consistency above all things. And so what this world needs now more than ever is consistency and a strategy, which is the number 7, that has the ability to stand up to the tremendous tests of this time. But what we see is nothing but chaos, flailing, and dysfunction. Clearly, the number 7's rational train of thought is being left in the dust and stomped on by some. It is our discord that is successfully tearing us apart, piece by piece, rule by rule, delay by delay, avoidance by avoidance. The number 7 is about having the courage to stand for the rules of law, regardless of whether the puny minds of egos believe them to be sound or not. When lives are in danger and chaos erupts, that is where rules are needed the most. That is why armies are taught to follow the rules of law when things get tough. In life and death situations, opinions matter not in the face of destruction and great loss. One must do what is necessary to save the most lives and keep a society functioning, healthy, and strong. The number 7 shows why intuitive knowing must be organized in rational ways when it comes to the greater good of all. And right here, I just want to say as a side venue, it's like I totally understand a tremendous amount about genetics, and I understand completely that there are people that genetically have genes that do not allow them to get rid of toxins from things such as vaccines and stuff like that. And so, I really recognize that some people, this is not the right thing for them. It's not healthy for them. It can create problems for them. And there are people that are autoimmune deficient. I understand that. I understand there are people that are pregnant, that is an issue. Those people, I totally rationally understand and get. And it's everybody else that is more of a concern, because if we could just get to our 70%, then we could kind of have this better basis and stability that we could hopefully move forward. Okay, the astrology today. The moon is in Aquarius, and while we want to see things from an objective viewpoint, the news makes that impossible. This moon desires the clear, cool, calm places of impartial mind. I'm afraid that is going to be hard to accomplish today. Honesty is probably the best most of us can manage. We need to be honest as to how this is making us feel presently. Our world seems to be collapsing around us. It is terrifying and something that I never believed I would witness in this lifetime. Venus is moving towards a trine to the North Node, and Mars is also going towards a trine to Uranus. Such aspects desire to move us towards progressive ideas that intend to save us from ourselves. Needless to say, there is a very long way to go. There is a renewed and stronger effort manifesting that will force us to dedicate our future to those younger and with more capable and malleable minds. I hope that those of us that are older will be willing to surrender up our egos and attitudes in favor of more progressive and inclusive ways of being. It is time to let go of the emotional baggage that we have been holding for the greater good of our world. If we cannot let go of the discord and conflict in our country, it will be impossible for us to help others in this world suffering that thought they would be able to depend on us. The Mars-Uranus trine should show us the deep embarrassment that we should feel over our inaction, selfish behavior, and the lack of discernment from a world screaming at us to listen. If we wish to make positive changes, we need to get out of our places of opinion, position, and discord. The dreams are clearly there. Everyone wishes for peace. Now is the time to tell ourselves the raw and real truth and ask the hard question: is what we are doing promoting that peaceful world, or is it fueling the chaos that is tearing us apart? My quote for today: ominous warnings fill the skies. Hospitals are full, and another child dies. What will it take for some egos to relent? How much money needs to be lost and spent before we do what serves the greater whole, though some seem content through a graveyard to stroll? And my blog for today: crisis comes when laws collapse. Crisis follows those that believe in the mind traps. Crisis kills because it paralyzes hope. Crisis kills because truth is not believed from a microscope. Crisis exhausts resources until they crumble. Crisis exhausts people until they stumble. Crisis leads to a world without hope. Crisis leads to many being at the end of their rope. Do not blame others when what you choose destroys lives. Do not blame the people who have tried and tried. Do not blame the doctors who have warned and told the truth. Do not blame unmasked children who died in their youth. If you refuse to acknowledge the suffering and pain, you have no right to make choices that add to the strain. If you do not see where there is blood on your hands, you have no right to make ridiculous demands. Thanks, everyone.